Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to gallery number 1. The tornado that struck Kentucky several weeks ago was a wake-up call for me. I'd had scheduled some videos about this, about that, subject this, subject that, and I thought to myself, you know, if that tornado had hit here and just wiped me out, there'd be a lot of knowledge swept up into the next county that would never ever be retrievable. So I took upon myself a monumental task of showing all the galleries of artifacts that I have collected through the years. And I don't know who all took these photos, these pictures of these artifacts. I know Scott Walter took a bunch of them, and there's probably other people too that contributed to them. And my standing was this: if you have a gallery of artifacts and you want to see other people's artifacts, I will provide you with other people's artifacts if you provide me with yours. And several people, they did. And I give them free reign to do whatever they want to with my pictures, as long as I can do with what I want to with their pictures. And a lot of these pictures were taken many years ago. And many of these artifacts have gone from one collector to another collector. They've changed hands so many times, there's just no way to keep track of it all. And that's why instead of collections, I'm doing it in galleries. Because you'll see that some of the galleries, they overlap each other. So there's a lot of these photographs that are very dark. I've tried to enhance them as best I could. Some of them I was okay with, some of them I wasn't. But just bear in mind that if there's a stone that you kind of want to see a little bit better, I may have a better picture of it in one of the other galleries. So I'm going to try to keep these galleries videos to an hour or a little less or a little more, and so much as that I will be joined by some of my neighbors and friends who live here, like that cat. He's going to be making cameo appearances, I'm sure. And the first gallery is extensive, but not as extensive as the second and the third. Now the third gallery is mine, and there's going to be several other galleries that come after that. Several. I've got probably 8 or 9. So there's going to be many hours of artifacts that you're going to see. And some people say, "Hey, more artifacts, please." Well, how you like me now? You're going to see a bunch of them. So without further ado, I'm just apologizing for the photographs. It's just some of them are not really good, and some of them are really good. So it's just hit or miss. It's hit or miss. So thank you for joining me. I hope to not bore you stiff. If you get tired of hearing me, just turn the sound down, speed up the video, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Thank you. We are going to begin the first part of gallery number 1 by showing animals, because they're going to be in alphabetical order, the subject matter. And so we're going to start here, and I'm going to show this, what I'm going to call a bear, because of the short tail here. It's got some script over here. Some of it's not real clear, but the script is pretty simplistic there. Here's the next tablet. You see a bison type animal here, and even though it has text, the animals that have text on them, I'm putting them into the animal category. But it looks like some kind of bison here, or longhorn. He's got a longhorn here. It's got a pretty long tail. The script is good. And here we have a double hump camel. And the script here is very clear. Lots of camels. This is a real small artifact. You see the ram head here. It's got the sun and a leaf over here. This piece is probably the size of 2 quarters. Side by side. Now let's look at the reverse of it. Not sure what this is. There's a Megan David or similar. Just a star, 6-pointed star. Cross over here with a couple of characters involved with it. Kind of a small artifact. This could have gone in trinkets, but I put it in animals. Now this is a strange artifact here. It's got appearing 4 different animals, and they all appear to be the same. Some animal that looks this way. I'm going to flip it here to the right, and we're going to focus on the top piece here. You see, here he is again. Here he is again. And it's just the same creature. I don't know if it's a dog, a cat, or whatever, but they all look the same. Pretty small artifact. Most of these pieces will fit in the palm of your hand. This is some kind of horned beast of burden. See the Finitera right here, which I'll explain more about that later. 9 pieces of script here. Real nice looking face though, for an ox of some description. That was a cat running across the floor. And here's what appears to be some type of seal. The whole tablet, I'm going to blow him up so you can see his face. He's kind of like sitting here. There's his paw. This is the reverse of the same stone. I'll blow it up. Here appears to be some type of water buffalo. This is just a miscoloration of the picture, on the picture itself. Some characters over here. Well executed stone though. Here's a pretty rough shot of what appears to be a bear. Some more problems with the picture itself. Not clear. I think I've got other photos of this, but this is in this gallery. That's why I had to do these in galleries. This is another really good bullhead. Got to tan it up here. And this is the reverse of that same stone. This small stone has several different characters on it. This looks like a turtle, bull, double hump camel, some kind of animal. Looks like a seal or a snail or another turtle. Just all over the place. And this is the reverse of the same stone. You'll notice it has the indexing, which we will go more into later. Just a few more entries in animals, and I have no idea what kind of animal this is. It is an animal. It looks like a pig nose, but certainly wide open mouth with teeth. That doesn't look pig. I don't know what it is. There's a bunch of these. I don't have any clue what they are. This appears to be some type of rhinoceros. Got look like a volcano in the background there. And some indexing. This picture's been all over the place. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to call it a lion of sorts. But he's been in several books and in several different collections through the years, through the decades. It's got long claws here, tail wrapped around. It's a nice stone. This is a fuzzy picture of it. There's other photographers that took better shots of some of these, but I've got to do it in galleries. And this is a tiny sea turtle. I mean, that sea turtle might be huge, but the rock itself is probably about the size of a silver dollar. It's not very big at all. Now let's go to our next topic. Our next topic, in alphabetical order, would be axe heads. And all of these stones are a very heavy black. They're very dark. Some of the pictures have been enhanced by myself and others to bring out the carvings of them, or the pictures inscribed on them. And this is the whole tablet. You can see it's about 10 inches high. We're going to look at the sun up here. And there appears to be an owl right here. I'm going to show him here oriented properly. And here he is. That appears to be an owl to me. It could be something else. Batman, maybe? Who knows? Here's the reverse of the same stone. And you'll see some graphic image here. Don't know what that is. I'm going to blow it up and let you look at it. Maybe somebody can figure out what that is. It's pretty elaborate for whatever it is. You know, does it need to be? Let's see if we turn it upside down, what it becomes. You got me. There's some graphic design up here too. And this is a very strange one here, but you can see the groove here. It could go in animals, it could go somewhere else in creatures. Here you can see it's about the size of the palm of the hand. And there's a creature here. I'm going to blow him up for you. I don't know who he is or what he is. What kind of animal is that? Doesn't appear to be a snake. It's not a fish. There's some kind of design up there. What is that? It's got a nice collaring here. Is that a bird? This is the reverse of the same stone. It's in axe head because it's got a groove here, but it could go in graphic design. That could be at the tail of the other side. Here's a real dandy, and this stone here is floated from collection to collection, gallery to gallery through the years. It could go on animals. You got like a bear here. And this is a double groove. This is the reverse of the same stone. And that's all the axe heads that are in this gallery. Now I'm going to be showing birds in this gallery, or even fowl. I believe this is a chicken. And this was one of the first tablets that we had seen back in the early 90s. And it had a finitary on the reverse of it. I don't know what happened to the stone, but it has been in several different collections through the years. Rather small. Here's another really small one. This is about the size of a quarter, maybe a 50-cent piece. I've got it blown up here to show it. Real nice executed. This could even go into statues, but it went into birds. I'm calling it a bird. It could, somebody else might want to call that something else. That's fine. This could have gone in trinkets because it's small. It's got an opening here in the eye that goes all the way through it. It's a small stone, probably about the size of a quarter. And this is some kind of chicken, penguin, or something. I'm not sure. Small stone, probably about 2 inches. This is the reverse of it. Here's another handsome bird. Could be a falcon. Could be an eagle. I'm not sure. There's some script down here. This appears to be another chicken head, and you see the finitary here, or we call it a finitary. John White always called it men of Tyre, which he was wrong on everything else, so it certainly is. But you can tell the beak coming down here. That could probably go into faces and heads, but I put it in birds because it's a bird. It's a bird. Here's another one that could have gotten into faces and heads, but it's a bird head, so I put it in birds. Okay, got a little cosmos going on here. Well executed stone. The artwork on some of these is amazing, and I'm not sure who took these pictures. I know Scott Walter took a bunch of them. I know Bev Mosley took a bunch. I know that other people took a bunch, but I'm not sure who took what, when, where. A lot of these are dated in '09. All of the pictures I've showed you so far are dated from '09. There's another bird head. Could be a chicken. And this stone has been around since the early 80s. This stone has been owned by several different people who have passed on. Several different collectors actually own this. I'm not sure where it is today. It's a good looking stone. Here's another bird. Could be a falcon. And this stone could have gone into axe heads, but I chose to put it in birds. That's why I'm talking about is there are so many of these that could go into several different categories. It's the front of it here. Now let's look at the back of it. And here's the reverse. Not a very large stone. Our next topic is boats and ships. And there appears to be some kind of comet or meteorite coming down there from the top. This looks like the old Phoenician style of sail. Here's the next one. Good looking tablet. There's another one, got the archer in the front, oarsman in the back, got the portals here. Notice the way the sail is oriented. Got mean creatures. The Roman battering ram. Here's our next one. And the script describes the box here. This is some kind of coffin or casket here. This is the reverse of the same stone. here's another ship that's really busy. Really busy. You see the little man up here in the top of the mast. The sails all strapped down. Here's your oarsman. Several guys here looking out the windows, the portals. And they'll have eyes and noses. Pretty spectacular piece here. The serpent here has a horn. Really nice tablet. I'm not sure who took this picture. Now we're looking at cats in this particular gallery. And this is a cat with a cobra. And even though it looks similar to a dog, it has the tail of a cat and its paw is turned inward, which a cat can do, but a dog cannot. A dog cannot turn its paw sideways, but a cat can. And this is a very famous tablet here. It's been in several different collections through the years since the early 80s, which we can show later. We're just getting going with these galleries. And wait till you see my gallery. You're going to see 2 or 3 galleries before you see my gallery. Now this is a creature, I'm not sure what he is, but to me it looks like a cat with wings. And the way its feet are laid out, I'm calling it a cat. And it's got the long tail, and this creature is in several different tablets. We're going to see this tablet again in other collections, galleries, and you can tell it's over a foot tall. It's a big tablet, probably 10 inches across, foot tall. You got it, yeah, 9 inches across. Well executed stone, but who he is, what he is, I'm not sure. But I'm calling him a cat. Now I'm going to show you one of the actual real coins. And it tested out as silver with some tin in it. And it's because it had tin in it, some of the people at SIU said, oh, it's got to be fake, it's got to be fake. Well, the thing is it was an old, ancient mixture, an ancient alloy. And I had one, Scott Walter, I believe, took this picture. There were a couple of more, probably 4 or 5 more. They were all very, very similar. As you can see, this, it's got the Helios on it. And this is probably 1 inch across this way, about 1 inch, but it's pretty flat. As you can see with this picture here, it's pretty doggone flat. It was thinner than a dime. Mine was, and all the others were also that I'd seen, and I'd seen pictures of others, so you might see some more pictures in some other galleries. But I did have mine sent through forensics, and it came up as authentic, ancient, because I had some other ancient coins also that needed to be tested. And this is the reverse of it, and you can see it may be a little bit over, like 1 1/8 inches, but my coin had this type of design on it, and so did the others I have seen. My coin got burned up in my fire of '08. Got wiped out on some a bunch of coins and a bunch of artifacts and maps. Real sad situation. Our next section is going to be called Cosmos. These appear to be similar to menorahs, but they're not. Menorah has 9 of these appendages coming out of it. These only have 7. Therefore, Paul and I designated these as Cosmos tablets because at the time these stones were created, they knew of only 7 planets. And this is the reverse of that stone. Script all over it. Hard to see though. Here's another one. It has a real nice flower design of some description here, graphic. Here you have the Finitati. And most of these are only like 3.5 inches high. I took out everything that had quarters and stuff in them. Here's another one. There's your script. This gallery has several of them. And I believe that right there appears to be added later to me. I'm just saying that's my opinion. Here's another one. Here's another small cosmos. And this tablet here had been in several different people's galleries and collections through the years. It could have gone in birds, but I chose to put it here because of this. I've got a picture of the reverse somewhere. But that's a good looking bird head there. And here's a planet related here to the cosmos. There's the sun and just script everywhere. What does that look like? Hey, it looks like similar to that one, doesn't it? O, O, K, K. Good looking tablet. Now, unfortunately, there is only one dragon in this gallery. And it's not a good picture. It's not a good, it's like fuzzy. But I'm going to blow him up here. Here's the whole artifact. Let you see it there. There's a tongue coming out of the mouth there. Here's his neckline, wings here. And he's got an appendage here, looks like a foot, and there's some other kind of 2 feet down here with some other kind of appendage. This one and this one actually look like things coming out of the side that, with a smile, with two eyes and a smile. How in the heck could that happen? I don't know. Long, squiggly body. Got a little fin there. Flipper. But I'm calling this a dragon, for lack of a better definition for what this stone is. I'm just going to cruise through a few of these artifacts. These are Egyptian, clearly. There's not too many in this particular category. But there are other Egyptian pieces in other categories. But here you see the lion god, Egyptian here. Nice photograph. This stone has been around a long time. Egyptian hands. This is everywhere in Egyptian. Let me blow it up a little bit. This is the whole artifact. I'm going to blow it up. Looks like an Egyptian man mummy. Here's his face. Got the rod and scepter, or staff and scepter. A rod and staff. A few more inscriptions. Small Egyptian head. That could have gone in faces and heads, but I kept it for this one. This is the only elephant in this gallery. Couple of things. Well, we could definitely tell it is a male elephant, but notice the small ears and the small tusks. That's a big giveaway as far as what kind of elephant this is. We are now coming to the category of faces. And this particular artifact goes way back to the early 1980s. There's several different photographers that took pictures of this particular artifact way back when. and several of these that ended up in this gallery, like this one here. This is Russell's Charlie, his Charlie talisman. And everybody says it's evil. You know, whatever. It does look Egyptian, though. But that's Charlie. And he writes about it, Charlie, in his books and such. It's kind of the stupendous of it. Here's another face. I haven't seen this one in any other gallery. And I have never seen this stone hands-on, first person. Here's another one that doesn't exist in any other gallery that I know of. Now this guy here goes back to the late 80s. In collections from the late 80s. This next one appears to have a radiant right back here. You can't really tell it. I believe that's my Ancient American magazine. But you notice the smirk in the face here, the smirk in the lips. There are several that are like that, and there are several other cultures that also use that. Here's another tablet lifted in relief. This is all in bas relief. Good looking tablet, good looking stone. It's only about 3.5 inches, and this stone goes way back to the 80s also in collections and had been photographed in the 80s. This guy also goes back to the mid 80s. He's been around a long time. He's also cut in relief and the carvings are just absolutely amazing. I don't know of any artifacts the world over that hold their own to the quality of these. Here's another piece, kind of strange. I'm going to call it a face, big nose here. And the lips are kind of smirked, but not much. Faces. There aren't many fish in this gallery. But here you can see barely the finitary, but this looks like some kind of whale jumping out of the water. This is the reverse of the same stone. It's got like a fossil right here. And here's another tablet with a fish on it. It's got teeth and some indexing. And this piece here is like the size of a quarter. It's very small. It's very small. Now let's look at the other side of it. And this right here could give the hooked X. This little hair, right, that could give the hooked X, but you would have to completely change everything you knew about the hooked X. So that right there will not be considered a hooked X. Trust me on these things. I know these things. Now we see Cat right there watching possum eat leftover cat food. They do a good job cleaning up my pans. They don't bite the plastic. Oahu, I think, likes Mr. Possum. Now we come to indexing. This is the entire artifact. I'm going to blow it up a little bit here for you. We do not consider this or have ever considered this to be any type of ogam. This is clearly a numbering system that was used in ancient Phoenicia. The Phoenicians used it in Punic, and you see it today on artifacts from Carthage and different places. It would take some kind of mathematician to figure this out. Here's another one. It could have gone in animals because I believe that is a cat, but it has a short tail. It could have gone into trinkets because it's got a hole that's very small, but I put it in indexing. Here's another one. And this stone goes way back also. I put it in indexing, but it could have gone into birds and it could have gone into script because it's got all this fine, well laid out script here. And some of that's hieratic, some of that's demotic. You've got your punic characters. This one right here is all over the place. Great stone. Here's one with just the indexing. Appears to be a sun here. Not sure what this is, but I gotta show it to you. Here's another one, serpent at the top eating an egg or something. Script in the middle. Indexing, and I wish I had a shot of the other side of the stone, but I don't. Here's another one that I have never seen before, except in this gallery. I'm going to blow it up. Some kind of design up here, and I'm not sure what that is. Looks like an eye, but I don't know if that's a person or whatever, or if that's an ear. Is this an animal or a humanoid? I don't know, but it has some indexing down the center, and it almost looks like it was being prepared to have some more indexing done. You got me. You got me. What in the world is that? Here's another really small stone. Showing the indexing. Here's another really small stone. This one here is probably like an inch, maybe a little over the size of a quarter or so. Very small, but very well cut and clean. Next is this stone, which is about 3 inches. This is a very busy stone here, and I wish I had a picture of the other side of it because I believe that this is probably some kind of effigy, some kind of animal carved in it. But like I say, some of these photographers didn't care about what the other side of it. This tablet here has been documented for decades, back to the 80s. It's been printed, published in books and such. And it could have gone into trinkets. It's very small. It's got holes in it. Could have been worn at one time. Here's one that I don't think appears in any other gallery. Here's another one that I have not seen before in any other gallery. And you can tell by the blue and the purple that it's the picture that has been tainted through the years. This picture, a lot of these say 09. Most of these collections of this particular gallery were taken in 09. Got you a little tanith up on top. Almost resembles some type of boat. Here's another one. Kind of resembles the other, but it's not. It's not. And it's got a little tanith down here at the bottom. It's got this script here. Here's another really small artifact, probably about the size of a 50-cent piece. This one here will fit in the palm of your hand, and it is just covered with this numbering system. If somebody said that this was phonetic, okay, you figure it out. You figure it out and you tell us what it says. Other than that, we believe that this is a numbering system or an index, some way to keep track of some inventory or something. It just doesn't fit with anything else. Again, this tablet here has been in several collections and has been well documented since the late 80s or so. I'm titling this section Jewelry because it's in this gallery, and there's going to be other galleries. My gallery for sure has jewelry which I'm going to consider to be either earrings, armbands, uraeuses, anything worn on the head or whatever. And like I said, I've never seen these. These have not been through forensics, but they are part of this gallery as being from this same tomb here in Marion County, Illinois. So I'm showing them. They look like the size of maybe between a nickel and a quarter. And like I say, I've never seen these, but these pictures are in this gallery. And here I'm showing what could be an armband here, and then some kind of headdress here with what appear could be cobras. This could be bronze very easily. It has a lot of green patina. All of these pieces have green patina. And we're going to see some more pictures of this same setup right here. Here the same two are from a different angle. And I got one more picture of them. And there's a lot more in other galleries, but this is what is in this gallery. And that's what I'm showing, is the galleries of pictures from different people's collections or whatever. This is this gallery, gallery number 1. In this gallery, there are only a couple of map stones. And here you see basically the course of the Mississippi, Illinois, Missouri, Ohio, this way. This could be the Tennessee or the Cumberland. That right there is the Big Wabash, Little Wabash. Right there is where I live. And you see the marking for the tomb here. All these ancient settlements throughout. I believe that's what the Yazoo River or some Arkansas River. It's got script over here, script over here, just like a lot of the map stones. Pretty much the map stones have a lot of the same script in the same places. Here's the flip side of the same stone. So it could have gone into boats and ships, but I chose to put it in maps because of the other side of it. This right here. Nice carving. Here's another map stone. I can't remember if I've used this particular stone in one of my previous videos or not, but you can tell it's 7 or 8 inches tall. And there's the Mississippi, same rivers, and you see the same script, and you see here's the Ohio, the Iowa, the Illinois. All right, here's the Missouri, same settlements, and these are ancient settlements here. You clearly see cave-in rock right here. And then right here you see the Big Wabash and the Little Wabash, and you see the symbol for the tomb, and right there's where I live. I'm going to blow it up and let you look at it. I go over some of these in some of my other videos, but maybe not as concise right here. And you see these 3 settlements here. Those are all ancient, huge. That's another one too. And there's ancient settlements right in here too. Huge. Right here, everywhere. Just going to scroll down here. You see the upside down Helios. And some of this is deciphered on one of the other videos. Here's the last map stone. Well, I don't know if it's really a map stone. In this gallery, you see the circle cross right here. And now I'm saying that right there sure does look like the Gulf of Mexico and the Mississippi coming into it. Just kind of does, okay? And it's got all these animals and some other stuff that I can't figure out what it is. It's not a clear picture. It looks like several aquatic animals here. This piece could have gone into axe heads because it is a full groove, but I put it in marble because it is marble. And welcome to marble. And we're going to be seeing a lot of this particular one. I'm not sure where this marble comes from. but it is marble, and we're going to look at it here. This is in this gallery. I'm not even sure if this came from the tomb in Marion County, Illinois, because I have not seen this piece in any other gallery or collection. But since it is in this gallery, I must show it to you. This looks pretty rough right in here for me. I'd have to see this cleaned up. This looks pretty rough to me. I would have to see this piece cleaned up. I don't know. It's in the gallery. This does look indicative of the carvings on several other marble pieces. And see that there's another tablet back here in the background, which you'll see in a bunch of these videos, pictures, is other artifacts in the background. So here we see it again, and like I say, I'm just showing you what is in this gallery. And this is the only piece I know of that resembles this type of marble. All of the others are Carrara marble, which we will look at, which looks completely different than this. That's why I'm showing this one first, because it is completely different than all the other marbles. Now we're going to see some more marble pieces. Now I have never, I don't think I've seen this piece, but Scott Walter had, and I believe he told me that this was a marble piece. It could have gone into axe heads because it's a full groove, but I chose to put it in marble because marble to me is special. But I have never seen that one that I know of. This is another picture, I believe, by Scott Walter. Looks like a full groove here and maybe a half groove. I think there's a name for that, actually. But that piece is definitely marble or close to it. You know, some of the pieces, they don't have the distinctive markings of Carrara, but the other chemical content is the same. Here's another one. Could have gone in axe heads, but no, it's marble. It's got a face over here, I believe. This is a marble statue. He's not small. He's like 6-7 inches, but he stands on his neck. Real nice piece. Clearly Carrara marble. Here's the top of him. And here is his reverse. And this piece here I featured in several of my other videos. He's been around. It could have gone in birds, but I put it in different videos. Make of it what you want. But it is marble. I call this fella the Doughboy. He's been around a long time. He's in some collections back in the 80s and 90s. And I'm pretty sure this picture was taken by Scott Walter, and the date stamp on it is in 07. So I guess several of these were taken in 07. Here's another scripted tablet. It's got Punic Latin and Egyptian writing on it. It's pretty tall. What, 13 inches or so, 14 inches? Nice piece. Here's another statue, a head. This one dates back several decades. This picture was taken in 08. Here's another axe head. It's considered a full groove. Same tablet. And many may recognize this. I've used this in a couple of presentations. It's a really neat artifact. Here's another one also that I've used before. But we're in marble. Here's another axe head, and there's several more that I'm going to be showing. And they're decorative, but since they're in marble, they're not in axe heads. They are here. Nice piece. I believe Scott Walters is another one of Walter's pictures taken in '08. And this owl here has been around since the mid-'80s in different collections since then. And I wish that I had an anthology. I wish I could follow. We were trying to follow, when we first got into this, where pieces ended up. But it was just way too confusing because the perpetrator did that on purpose. Here's another really nice piece. The perpetrator did nothing but inhibit and run interference with everyone. And this is another, got another groove on it. Got some more pictures of it. I like these Flash Gordon wings here. Nice piece. And here's the Dancing Man with a Cobra. I've featured this tablet a couple of times. Different pictures. You can actually see some of the other stones, tablets that I've used. Here's another utensil. And here's our next marble piece. You'll see the upside down Helios right here. Here's his name. Here's another Egyptian god. I've used this, I think, in my Egyptian series. Sure would like to know what this guy here is doing. I would love to see the next half of this stone. Broken right off. This is a cute little, I would say, a dove of some description. Clearly Egyptian, clearly marble. And this is indicative of Carrara marble with the silver inclusions. Here's a beautiful marble head. This is a statue. This guy's big. Look at other pictures of him. Good looking piece. Now, would you go to all the trouble to manufacture this by hand and then sell it for 20 bucks 40 years ago? I don't think so. Couple more axe heads. Same two pieces. Double groove. Here's another one of my favorites. I've used this tablet before. I think it's very special. Got the two, I would assume that they were cats, but they're probably dogs. And the bird-headed ladies. Well endowed, quite shapely. It's got some remarkable patina here. Nice tablet. And this one comes from the 80s also. There's over 1,000 artifacts that are left over from the 1980s. Here's another double groove axe head. Another one of Walter's pictures from '08. This is the reverse of the same piece. Here's another one. Now let's look at the other side. This appears to be some type of Native American. Which means it would have to be carved here. Here's another ritual tablet. Got the bird here. This handsome fellow here, he dates back to the mid-80s. So does the ritual. A lot of these do. So does this big guy. Here's a couple more axe heads. This would be considered an axe head also. Got a grim look on him. About 6.5 inches or so. Now let's look at the back of him. This is another busy tablet. Shows a scene. It could have gone in fish perhaps, or boats, but I'm saving it for marble. Looks like a dragon head here, starfish. And I've used this guy. It was just a really nice piece, well executed. Little statue. It's a stand-up statue. This big face here has been around. You'll notice it looks like a lion or a cat right here. Nice graphics in here. Very nice, well executed tablet. I've used this lady here a few times before. This is a really good shot of her. And I'm going to bring her down here just to let you see how big this tablet is. This tablet's probably about 16 inches tall. That's a big carving. Somebody wanted to get the point across, didn't they? Probably 16, 18 inches high. Could be. 17 inches. Nice looking stone. Good looking woman. Just a little different. She had different parents than we did. See, her head is a... She's still attractive though, isn't she? And that will conclude the marble category of this gallery.
There's the bunny rabbit. And here's the cat. Cat. Bunny rabbit.